And it is time now to check in with our meteorologist, Amber Lee, for our weekend forecast. And this has felt like an incredibly long week. So I think people are like, all right, girl, tell us how it's going to be.
Well, the drizzle was so confusing. When I drove out of my garage, my windshield wipers went on automatically. And I was like, Amber told me about this. Kalyna, pay attention.
Yeah,
we
look,
sometimes forget.
One of our, our photographers here at work took this. Their little dash.
Cool.
So this morning, depending on where you live, I got a little bit of drizzle. I don't know about you guys.
I had drizzle the whole way in from the West Valley.
Okay,
Same.
So it all depends. And then this is a look at Hollywood right now from earlier this morning. You can see a little bit glossy on the roadway. So, Kalyna, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of reports on what's happening. But yeah, we definitely had a little bit more drizzle this morning and a little heavier drizzle depending on where you live. And so some of the roads may be just a little bit glossy. But really, as we head into the rest of that morning, we're going to slowly start to see gradual clearing take place. But we definitely have cooler air and also a little bit more of that sea breeze. So that is why today's going to be a little cooler than what we started the week off with. So here's a quick look outside. You can see this is a beautiful shot. I believe this is our Long Beach camera. You can see the bridge right there in the background. So it is gray. And what's happening right now is because we have so much cloud cover overhead, squeezing out that drizzle, our temperatures are actually a little bit warmer because remember, the clouds act as a blanket. So we do have temperatures about 2 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday for Santa Ana, for LAX, 3 degrees warmer for the Malibu area, and 4 for Simi Valley. And then as you head a little bit more to the east, we're not looking at too much of a change, especially for the Inland Empire, but just know that we are expecting to see everything slowly clear out. I want to show you really quickly because this is what we haven't really seen all week. We've seen a few clouds here and there, really patchy, but we're starting to see a little bit more of that marine influence push in to some of our valleys. So this morning we are waking up to gray skies in the Woodland Hills area, and that's why it was a little bit warmer compared to this time yesterday, even as far out as the Santa Clarita Valley. And then we're also looking at the clouds banked up against some of our foothill communities like Pasadena and Glendale. We do have some patchy low clouds and fog right along the coast for Orange County, and some of it moving inland, but other areas you could see not quite as cloudy like Lake Elsinore or even in San Bernardino or Ontario. But as we head into the afternoon, what I can tell you is that it is going to be a little cooler and more fall-like because of this very system that continues to drape across the west coast. So as it continues to move a little bit more to the east and exit out toward the Nevada area, we're going to continue to feel the cooler air, and also on the backside of this, we will see a little bit more of the winds as well. Here's a look at our next weather headline. So a little bit of that drizzle this morning could turn into some lighter rain depending on where you live, but it's not going to be too bad. But it's keeping things a little cooler overall, and the breezes on the backside of this will start to ramp up, especially for the mountains and our deserts, where a wind advisory has been issued this afternoon into the overnight hours. And then the weekend looking pretty good because we're looking at mostly sunny and also dry conditions as we head into the next couple of days after that. So here's a look. Next weather forecast with our wind advisory that starts at 8 p.m. tonight for the high deserts and then lasting with us till 5 a.m. We could see gusts here up to about 50 miles per hour. Highs today, 72 for LAX, 70s for Laguna Beach, upper 70s for the Inland Empire. We have 74 for Simi Valley, 80s for Van Nuys. And then this is what's happening. So this is that third system that we watched push into the Pacific Northwest this week. It was a little bit slower moving, so now it's exiting out as we head into the weekend, so it's going to be a little bit warmer. Behind it, another system drops in, so by the start of next week, temperatures will start to drop again. And then look at what we're seeing behind this system, another bigger system coming out of the Gulf of Alaska. So we're hoping that maybe that will give us some rain, especially because we haven't really seen rain from any of the systems that have passed to the north of us other than the drizzle this morning. Here's a look at the winds. The winds start to get a little stronger over the Lancaster area. That's where that wind advisory comes into play later on today around 8 p.m. Then again, a little bit warmer for the weekend, which is really nice, not too hot, not too cool. And then we drop back down to the mid 70s for Monday and Tuesday before warming back up to the upper 70s. So it's kind of that up and down pattern. Temperatures are pretty much going to stay in the 80s for the valleys. We'll go from low 80s today to mid 80s for the weekend. And then for the Inland Empire, upper 70s today, low 80s as we head into Saturday and Sunday. All right, Kalyna, back to you.
Hi, good morning, Amber. Thank you so much. Let's get you started for your Friday morning ride. Amber mentioned the drizzle out there, and it could impact your morning commute. Right now, we're seeing light conditions, though, overall, so that's some good news. I am starting off, though, with this crash in Temecula 15 freeway southbound just before Rancho, California. That left lane is blocked off, and you can see the backup at 30 minutes from that 215 to Rancho, California. It's about a 4-mile stretch, speeds down to 8 miles per hour. Overall view of the rest of LA looks pretty good, or IE, I should say, looks pretty good right now. No problems through the Cajon Pass this morning. The 91, though, is slowing down, but not as much as it usually does. Right now, it's just about a 27-minute ride from Tyler to that 241. And then here here's a look at LA. Skipping Orange County because nothing's going on there and it's so quiet. In LA, though, we do have red out there. And here's a look at the 210 freeway in Arcadia. It looks a little glossy to me and a little slow heading westbound. However, travel time in just a bit. Christine?
Now you can get your KCAL news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.